Are you still writing songs for other artists?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I just had a Billboard #1 actually with BTS.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Song called Permission to Dance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's only my I've had Justin Bieber's Love Yourself went Billboard #1, BTS Permission to Dance went Billboard #1, Shape of You and Perfect. So I've only had 4, so it was a big deal.
Wow.
Big deal getting it. But
I didn't know you wrote K-pop.
Yeah, well, I actually wrote a song called "Make It Right" for them. They actually sing in part Korean. It was like really cool to do. Yeah, I wrote. There's a big boy band in England called Westlife that have a song out of mine at the moment. Do you know, I never thought I would be a performer. I tried to get signed. I'm not a conventionally attractive person, so no one was like, this is going to work. I was also really fat and kind of had dreaded ginger hair and rapped with a loot station, so I always knew that I'd be this kind of niche artist that would probably never get signed. But I wrote songs and I got a cut on an X Factor artist called Ollie Murs, and the album ended up going triple platinum, and that was like my first hit. I was like 17 years old and I was like, oh fuck, I can make money being a songwriter, maybe I'll just be a songwriter. So I kind of kept my foot in there, and then when I had success I was like, one day this will end and I will be a songwriter. So while I was having A-Team, I was writing songs. I had a #1 single with One Direction called Little Things, and while I was doing A-Team I was having stuff like that, and then as I was going around the world I would just be in touch with people and go in and do sessions and go in and do features and blah 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 blah, just so if everything dropped out, like if my career stopped tomorrow, I could be a songwriter, because I've basically proved myself as a pop songwriter and also as an artist.
What's the difference between writing for you and other acts?
There's no, as I said before, when you write songs and you have, when I feel embarrassed to write a line and it makes me feel a certain type of way, those songs will remain mine. And when I write a song that's just fun, like Permission to Dance, this BTS song, it's just fun. It's a fun pop dance song that I think if I would release, my fans probably wouldn't like it, but BTS fans love it. So it's a different thing, and also you get to try out different genres. I did a song for Justin Bieber and Major Lazer called Cold Water, and like I've never really made. That was like the first proper big dance song that I had. And what else? I like, mate, this Westlife band in England. They were a boy band that I grew up listening to that do big ballads. They were known for the key changes, and they'd wear sort of like white leather suits, and they'd stand up from their stools. And I don't know if I could pull that off, but it's quite funny writing a song knowing that someone else is going to be standing up from a seat in a leather. Yeah, it's good.
Who would you want to write for? Have you ever like just submitted songs to people like?
So Rihanna is always the benchmark. Rihanna is always, when I go and that's how Shape of You was created. That's how Love Yourself for Justin Bieber was created, because Rihanna is she's got such great taste in songs that a certain, you can't say what Rihanna's style is. It's just good tunes. So when you go in the studio to create a song, always we go, what would Rihanna do? So she'd be someone that I would always love to work with and write with or for.
Man, this is a really awesome clip. This was a really dope interview. If you guys haven't checked out the full Ed Sheeran interview from The Breakfast Club, please go check it out. I definitely got a lot of great gems from this interview, and I definitely want to give them credit where the credit is due. Obviously, we can use these clips as references, but if you guys want to get the full insight, you can definitely click the link below and go check out the full interview. But today in this video, for Still Slaps Music Commentary, we are going to be talking a little bit about what Ed Sheeran talked about in this clip in regards to songwriting, and the small songwriting tip that he gave in this interview is huge. And I think if you're not really paying attention, it can kind of just blow by, but that's going to be the first thing we talked about. Ed Sheeran has been somebody, if you have been living under a rock for however many years now, you would know that Ed Sheeran is a songwriting monster and one of the better songwriters in our recent generation when it has come down to just the diversity of his catalog and the talent and a lot of just his palette in his taste in making music and sonically being able to float over almost anything vocally and to be able to channel different influences. Ed Sheeran is a songwriter's songwriter. He can do it all. And a lot of his latest album proves this as well too, but that's another video. Obviously, I wanted to talk about this small songwriting tip. He said in the clip there that when he was when Charlemagne asked him about how do you know what songs to keep for yourself and what songs to go to other artists, he said that when it comes down to when he writes a line and he feels like embarrassed or personable about it, he'll keep that line, or he'll keep that, if that song idea, if it goes more in that direction where it's personalized, he'll keep that song for himself. And I thought that that was genius, because as songwriters, sometimes if you don't really know, and I'm in this category myself, sometimes I could be writing for somebody else and I have to really understand that if I were to give that artist a line or something that speaks more from my personable end, that line may not land well when that artist goes in to sing a line or what have you in regards to trying to get the context of your song. So you have to really be an architect when you're talking about writing and crafting your songs, because an artist, if they're not feeling that line, or they feel that that line is more gravitated to you, that line or that verse, it's probably not going to land as well as you'd like it to land vocally from that artist who's going in and singing it or performing it, rapping it, whatever. This applies to a lot of different areas. And then he also obviously was talking about how he's built this status as a songwriter who can just write songs for other artists. If his career were to die, what did he say? He said if his career were to die today, he could be a songwriter, just in the sense of going to different sessions. He's earned this spot in his career where he can literally just feed off of writing songs for other artists. And I love that. I love that so much, because that's something that I wanted to be for a really, really long time, and kind of still do. I write songs not just for myself, but I've got songs, you guys have probably seen it by now if you've been kind of looking through my channel. A lot of the new subscribers haven't really seen the material that I have on the channel here. I have songs that I've written for other artists, for other vocalists who are just amazing. Lily Mankey is one of the artists, and I've got another musician who I've written for and I work with currently. Her name is Morgan. Both of them are really, really awesome, and I started out working with them by approaching them with a song and giving them a reference and seeing if they wanted to do it, and yeah, it kind of took off from there. Ed Sheeran has really proven himself as a songwriter. What I mean when I say that is he is highly referenced in the industry because he has built up from the age of 17. He said from the age of 17 he has always trained himself to, okay, no matter what happens in my personal career, I am going to always be writing. I'm gonna be writing my songs no matter what happens, no matter if my career takes off or if it doesn't. If I get a hit, cool, I get a hit. You have to be consistent as a writer. You have to be determined. You have to be passionate about this craft. If you're not, then it's gonna be a matter of throwing it up in the air and just whatever happens, happens. Ed has planned his career out in this blueprint of, I am going to just stay consistent. I'm going to go to sessions when I'm out and on tour or doing what I'm doing. I'm going to make rounds and still be at the phone and not really hone in on my own career 100%, I am going to make sure my phone line is always open to go to Justin Bieber session, to go to Rihanna session if I get the chance, if I ever get that chance, to go to these different sessions and really continue to show people I am still a songwriter. And at best, I am a songwriter. Your songwriter that you have in your session is gonna call me because they know what my work that I have out here on the streets ever since I was 17. That is dope. Every songwriter should aspire to have that type of attitude, to be able to go in and sit at any table. That was amazing. You guys, comment below what your favorite part of this clip was, what your favorite portion of Ed's crazy long catalog that he has out now for more than, man, it's just crazy how much he's got and how much heat he has been bringing to the table for years now. I promise you guys, I do have that Ed Sheeran album review in production. I just have it with my other team, so we're really just trying to make sure everything is planned out and ready for it. But it is coming, and I can't wait for you guys to see the video. So thanks again. Leave a like for me and leave a comment below. Thank you guys. This has been Shuby for Still Slaps.